Hey everyone, it's Blockchain Bernie here with my latest episode about a very security sensitive subject, and that is your secret recovery phrase, and that is your private keys. So why am I talking about this? It is a sensitive subject for so many people, and it is not that easy to understand if you're new to crypto, right? We are all used to emails and passwords and logging into cloud-based services and stuff like that, right? So it's a little bit, it takes some time to get used to, hey, this is crypto. It's all about the blockchain, and the way you authenticate yourself to the blockchain is your key pair, right? All you need is the public key to read information from the blockchain, so everyone can read it, everyone can verify it. But in order to get funds out of your wallet, or in order to connect to your favorite Web3 app, for example, the Xandeum Node Store, which is a Web3 app, you need the key pair. You need the private key and the public key. And by the way, I'm not only the founder of Xandeum, I'm also a certified CISP, CISSP. That's a Certified Information Systems Security Professional, and that is one of the strongest certifications in the cybersecurity industry. So that's just as a side note. But you need your private key as well to connect to Web3 apps and to get funds out of your wallet. And how do these key pairs come to existence? I'll dive into the detail, how they come to existence, what role your recovery phrase plays in that, and when and if you ever need to get your recovery phrase out of your drawer and what to do with it. So if you like content like this, please give me that thumbs up. It is really important for the YouTube algorithm. I'll thank you for that. And also subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment if I left out anything in this video or if there's more to say. All right, with the secret recovery phrase, it is, whoever has the secret recovery phrase, you can recreate all the public keys and private keys that are in your wallet. So each wallet can have several accounts, and all these accounts with their public and private keys can all be generated from that secret recovery phrase. So that's how sensitive that recovery phrase is. Never, ever disclose it to anyone else, right? The place it belongs is on a piece of paper. Don't take screenshots. Don't store it somewhere in the cloud. And there's also like metal containers and stuff like that that are safe for fires and stuff like that. But for beginners, a piece of paper, maybe several pieces of papers, is definitely a good practice. So now, when do you ever need to access it? So we are all used to accessing things from anywhere, right? That's the promise of the cloud. And many of us grew up with that, right? So we just log in somewhere and we see everything and we can update it from anywhere. And that's because we log in with a username and password, and then we trust the party on the other side to store our data and to, not censor us and all these type of things, right? So it's different with the blockchain because we want to get away from these centralized organizations, right? So it's all about it's all about decentralization. And then how do you authenticate to the blockchain? With your key pair, right? And it's always the key pair. You need the public and the private key in order to do anything. Just reading is, you only need the public key. But if you want to connect to a Web3 app, or if you want to move funds out, you need the private key also. So now each key pair and each secret recovery phrase is generated on some device, right? It can be generated on a phone. It can be generated on your MacBook in a browser, right? Let's say you have two browsers on your MacBook, a Firefox and you have a Chrome. Then there will be two different instances of a wallet, and they have their own set of private and public keys. So now for many people, that is really impractical. What we want is, we want access to the same accounts, right? both like on the MacBook and on the phone, let's say that, right? Or on your Windows, nothing against Windows PCs, obviously, or whatever it might be. So you want access from several devices, right, to the same funds. That is kind of super, super practical. We all got used to it. But if you want to access your funds from several devices or even just from several browsers, you would have to type in your secret recovery phrase in one of them because it's generated only in one device or in one browser. And then if you want to access it from another browser or you want to access it from your phone, you'd have to type in either the private key of one specific account or the secret recovery phrase for all accounts on that. So now everyone's trained like never ever reveal your secret recovery phrase. And that is true. No person ever, no other person other than you should ever know it. That is super, super important because if there's another person that knows that, they can get all the private keys and they can access all your funds and they can, drain your wallets and connect to Web3 apps and access all the stuff there. So you don't want that to happen. But sometimes you need to type in your secret recovery phrase. Well, one case is you lose your wallet, right? Your phone gets stolen, your hard drive fails on your computer or stuff like that. Then you type in the recovery phrase, and that's why it's called the recovery phrase, right? So then you need to type it in. Even that is a security risk because someone might be watching you when you do that, right? And then they type in the secret recovery phrase on their end, and they might be faster and they might drain your wallet because before you access them. So that's why it's super important. Have nobody watching you when you enter that secret recovery phrase. And, be sure that there's no hacker that hacked into your computer and might be able to see the screen, right? So that happens all the time. People put Trojans in there and they can monitor your computer from remote and they might see the secret recovery phrase, right? So it's best to avoid all these situations, never get your phone stolen. And when you get a new phone, then somehow you need to get the secret recovery phrase over also, right? You need to type it into the new phone. When you get the new phone, there's no other way, right? And it's always a slight security risk with doing that. And also when you want to access your funds from, say, the computer and the phone, right? In one of them, the keys were generated at some point in time. So that's where you first created that wallet. Let's say that was in the phone. And then when you access it, you want to access it from your computer, you have to open that wallet and then click on, create new wallet. And then most of the time it asks you, do you already have a wallet? And then you say yes, and then it asks you to enter your secret recovery phrase. The problem there is you need to be sure you're typing in that secret recovery phrase directly into the wallet software, right? If it's kind of some sort of, web application that poses like a wallet or something, they can use the secret recovery phrase that you're typing in, right? So you need to be as sure as you can even be that, the type of software that you're typing in your secret recovery phrase is really that wallet software and that it's a wallet from a trusted provider, right? It has to be one of the big wallet providers. If it's like a new wallet that just came out and nobody has used it before, I would be very, very careful, right? So, but if it's like MetaMask, if it's Phantom, if it's Solflare, or all these other wallets that are out there that are well known and most of them open source and stuff like that, everyone kind of trusts them, right? We never know if we can 100% can trust them, but we have no other way, and usually it's working out fine because life is always a trade-off between security and ease of use, right? So we have to do some things and we want to get some things accomplished, and there is no such thing as absolute security or absolute safety, right? There is always some slight risks, and be super sure not to leak your private keys nor your secret recovery phrase to anyone else, right? Don't disclose them to someone calling you or someone DMing you on Discord, and don't type them into any web page, right? Only type it directly into your wallet, and only if you need to recover it. You need to recover it if you lost it, and you need to recover it when you want access to the same thing from several devices or several browsers. Then you need to type it in. If you don't want to type it in for security reasons, that's fine, but you won't have the ease of use, right? You can only do it then from one device, and if you created the wallet in the phone, you will only be able to use it from the phone, right? And if you created it on a desktop computer, you will only be able to use it from there and won't be able to use it from the phone. And that's a trade-off that everyone has to make, right? Some people say, oh, that's fine, I'll do it all from my phone. But with some of the Web3 apps, it's kind of a little bit cumbersome to do it all from the phone. So most of us want to have access from several devices. And then, you need to type in your secret recovery phrase to get it on all of these devices, and just be careful that nobody's watching you. Be careful to not do it, that often, right? If you kind of delete your browser and then get a new one and then have to type it again, the more often you do it, the more there's that slight security risk. But usually you're fine typing it in directly into your wallet when nobody's watching, just to get this added level of comfort and ease of use to have access from several devices. All right, I hope this was helpful. It's a little bit of Web3 beginner thing, but I think it's super important. Let me know in the comments if everything was understandable, and also the pros among you. Let me know in the comments if I left out anything or if there's anything else to say. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and catch you later. Bye.